Reality TV series concept. Title: Mod Squad, The Build to Shelter Challenge. Presented by Influence of Art, because you can't really resolve issues when the structure that creates them still exists. Mission statement. This isn't just another competition show, this is Winnipeg's first reality challenge that builds homes, not just headlines. Mod Squad challenges builders, artists, designers, and everyday citizens to create weather-resistant, warm, safe, modular mini-homes using recycled and donated materials to help end homelessness and emergency housing shortages across Manitoba. Format. Episode count, 6 to 8 episodes. Duration, 45 minutes each. Platform, local TV, CBC Gem, APTN, or Crave, and streaming on the Influence of Art website and YouTube. Filming location, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Audience, community-minded viewers, DIYers, builders, artists, investors, and policy influencers. How it works. Episode 1, Call to Action. Public open call goes out, builders of all skills, backgrounds, genders, and nations invited to register online. Builders can compete solo or in teams of up to 3. Each builder/team must bring their own tools. Materials, recycled/donated, provided at the build site. Episode 2 to 5, The Build. Builders get 10 days to complete their modular structure. Must meet these core requirements. 2-room design, e.g., sleep plus sit/eat area. Fully insulated and waterproof. Modular and portable. Space for portable toilet hookup. Made with recycled materials. Daily check-ins, interviews with competitors, safety and quality inspections. Guest judges rotate, local architects, engineers, artists, community members with lived experience of homelessness. Episode 6, The Showcase plus Judging. Judges evaluate. Functionality and safety. Innovation and creativity. Recycling ingenuity. Artistic design. Speed and teamwork. The top 10 builds advance to final judging. Episodes 7 to 8, The Final Build-Off. 2 top teams are each awarded a city-backed contract to prefab a temporary community shelter system, to be used for future pop-up needs. They must scale their concept into multi-unit modular builds. Complete the build within a time limit. Create a movable, storable, redeployable shelter. Final winner receives the social publicity for making more as required, sellable marketing influence for quality project certification with visual aspect. Businesses can advertise at their site, the win will be publicity as well. Media coverage plus promotion as a social conscience investment. Opportunity to consult on Winnipeg's homeless housing resolutions. Handshake partnership plus funding appeal. We are seeking construction supply sponsors, Canadian Tire, Rona, private industries, homeowners, etc. Hand tool companies or donated hand tools, we are going human-powered only. Environmental/recycling agencies. Local governments and housing programs. Media partners and production crew. City housing and community development departments. Indigenous leadership partnerships. Relators and investor sponsorships. Investor appeal. This project isn't just about feel-good TV, it's about cost-effective urban innovation. Everything invested will go toward real structures, real solutions, and real community change. Investors will receive naming recognition on shelters. Logo placement during each episode. Recognition in all outreach material. An option to contribute to long-term modular shelter developments. Collision Y Mod Squad. Winnipeg experiences brutal winters. People are dying unsheltered. Recycling and repurposing are key to sustainable futures. Art and design can solve civic challenges creatively and affordably. We don't just build structures. We rebuild lives. Globe with Meridians. How to register. Apply online at www.inkeflwenceofart.com/modsquad. Applications open to general public, independent builders, artists, engineering or architecture students, tradespeople and innovators, schools, community centers, industries and organizations. No formal license required, just heart, skill, and the will to help. Influence of art presence. A bold vision for the future where art life coaching meets urban infrastructure innovation. Let's prove what a city can do when the people are invited to solve their own problems.
Project methods. Mod Squad will achieve its goals by applying trauma-informed, empowerment-centered psychological methods through a structured, community-engaged building competition that produces modular shelters and fosters long-term resilience. Our approach is grounded in the principles of humanistic psychology, self-determination theory, environmental psychology, and collective efficacy models, all of which support recovery, inclusion, and well-being in vulnerable populations. The project begins with a public call for builders of all skill levels, cultural backgrounds, and lived experiences, including individuals who have experienced homelessness. Participants apply individually or in teams to build portable, insulated shelters using recycled and donated materials. Builders are required to provide their own hand tools, while materials are supplied through local partnerships with recycling centers and waste recovery programs. Participants will engage in structured workshops at the beginning of the competition, covering trauma-informed collaboration, safety, shelter design, and environmental impact. These sessions are informed by trauma recovery theory, e.g., Judith Herman's stages of trauma healing, and experiential learning models, promoting empowerment, trust building, and meaningful contribution. Throughout the 10-day build period, participants will work at a centralized site, supported by art therapists, life coaches, and trauma-informed facilitators. These professionals will provide coaching and check-ins to promote psychological safety, emotional regulation, and team resilience, ensuring inclusive participation across gender, culture, and ability. The project structure supports self-determination theory by fostering autonomy, creative control over design, competence, skill building through hands-on construction, and relatedness, collaborative problem-solving in a safe group setting. Participants develop a sense of mastery and purpose, key factors in recovery from disempowerment, trauma, and marginalization. Judging will assess creativity, safety, functionality, and use of recycled materials. The top 10 structures will move into a final phase where 2 winning teams prefab modular community shelters designed for temporary, emergency housing deployment. These shelters will be stored and used in coordination with city housing services. The winners will also receive contracted work with the city for future recycled shelter construction, creating tangible pathways from creative action to economic opportunity. Our model also integrates environmental psychology, demonstrating how built environments affect emotional well-being and community perception. These compact shelters are not only functional but emotionally restorative spaces that offer dignity, warmth, and ownership to those who inhabit them. The use of recycled materials adds an ecological dimension that reinforces community responsibility and collective care. Finally, we apply collective efficacy theory, recognizing that when people co-create visible solutions, they increase their shared belief in community capacity and civic problem-solving. Mod Squad isn't just about building shelters, it's about building public empathy, healing environments, and collaborative agency. We will document participant experiences, emotional changes, skill development, and shelter outcomes through interviews, observational assessments, and follow-up surveys to ensure both quantitative and qualitative evaluation of psychological and practical impact. In summary, Mod Squad uses evidence-based psychological frameworks to address the immediate crisis of homelessness while also transforming how individuals and communities engage with healing, resilience, and public responsibility.